April 19, 2014, the doors of Lowe's flagship store on Manhattan's Upper West Side swung shut for the last time, sealing the fate of a retail legend that had survived 9 decades of wars, recessions, and the rise of the internet, only to crumble in the very era it had once helped define. Born in 1916, when America was still a fledgling industrial powerhouse, Lowe's began as a modest family shop on West 31st Street, offering gently used clothing at prices that made fashion accessible to the working class. Founder Charles Lowe, a German immigrant with a keen eye for quality, turned the simple premise of good enough for less into a revolutionary business model. Buy overstock, excess inventory, and close-out merchandise from manufacturers, then sell it at a steep discount. The concept caught fire during the Great Depression, when frugality was not a choice but a necessity. Shoppers lined up for the chance to wear a brand name at a fraction of the cost, and Lowe's quickly expanded beyond Manhattan, opening stores in Brooklyn, the Bronx, and eventually across the country. By the 1960s, the chain had become synonymous with off-price retail, a term that would later be co-opted by giants like T.J. Maxx and Ross. Lowe's success hinged on a delicate dance of supply and demand. Its buying teams scoured factory floors, outlet warehouses, and even the backrooms of department stores, hunting for the latest fashions that had been overproduced or canceled. The inventory turned over at breakneck speed, creating a treasure hunt atmosphere that kept customers returning week after week, eager to discover what hidden gems awaited them behind the rust-red doors. The 1980s marked the brand's golden era. With 45 stores nationwide, Lowe's reported annual sales of $350 million, and its glossy catalogs, filled with designer labels stamped clearance in bold red, were mailed to millions of households. The retailer's marketing genius lay in its promise of surprise. You never knew what you'd find, but you knew you'd find it for less. This allure attracted a loyal following of bargain hunters and fashionistas alike, and the chain's reputation as a pioneer of discount luxury spread like wildfire. Yet beneath the veneer of success, warning signs began to flicker. In the early 1990s, the retail landscape shifted dramatically. The rise of big-box discount chains such as Walmart and Target introduced a new level of price competition, while the advent of the internet started to erode the mystique of the in-store hunt. Lowe's, still heavily reliant on brick-and-mortar locations and a physical inventory model, struggled to adapt. By 1995, sales growth had stalled. The company attempted to modernize by introducing a loyalty program and expanding its product lines to include home goods and electronics, hoping to capture a broader market. However, the core of Lowe's identity, curated, ever-changing fashion finds, became diluted. The inventory turnover slowed, and the once thrilling treasure hunt experience turned into a predictable assortment of clearance items. The early 2000s brought a new, more formidable challenger, the rise of e-commerce. Amazon, founded just a few years earlier, exploded onto the scene, offering consumers unprecedented convenience and price transparency. Shoppers could now compare prices with a click, and the allure of hunting through racks of discounted clothing gave way to the ease of one-click purchasing. Lowe's attempted an online storefront in 2004, but its platform was clunky, its inventory data lagged, and its digital presence lacked the excitement of the physical store experience. Compounding the digital lag, the 2008 financial crisis dealt a harsh blow to discretionary spending. While many off-price retailers weathered the storm by positioning themselves as affordable alternatives, Lowe's already faced thin margins and a bloated real estate portfolio. The chain's debt load, accumulated during a 2006 expansion push that added 15 new locations, became unsustainable. By 2011, the company was reporting net losses for 3 consecutive years, and its stock price, once a modest but steady performer, tumbled below $1 per share. In an effort to reverse the decline, new CEO Michael Harrington was installed in 2012. Harrington launched a sweeping restructuring plan: close underperforming stores, renegotiate leases, and streamline the supply chain by partnering directly with manufacturers to secure exclusive overstock deals. The strategy, however, came too late. The closures alienated loyal customers in key markets, while the remaining stores suffered from depleted inventory and a diminished brand aura. The final nail came in early 2014, when Lowe's announced a Chapter 11 filing, citing $135 million in liabilities and $85 million in assets. Creditors, already uneasy about the retailer's shaky cash flow, pushed for liquidation rather than a reorganization. Within weeks, the company announced the closure of all remaining 22 stores, laying off over 2,000 employees. The once vibrant red doors that had greeted shoppers for a century now stood silent, their windows boarded, their interiors emptied of racks and dreams. The aftermath of Lowe's collapse rippled through the retail sector. Former employees formed a network of support groups, sharing job leads and counseling services, while the brand's former headquarters in Queens was repurposed into a mixed-use development, its name etched on a plaque that reads, "Former Home of Lowe's, 1916-2014. Industry analysts point to Lowe's as a cautionary tale of a retailer that failed to reinvent itself in the face of digital disruption. The company's reliance on a physical treasure hunt experience, its delayed e-commerce adoption, and its overextension during a period of shrinking consumer spending collectively sealed its fate. Subscribe to The Collapse for more stories like this.